Grief is deeply personal, and it shows up in all kinds of ways. Seeing someone sobbing at a loved one's graveside doesn't strike us as unusual today. But what if grieving wasn't just emotional? What if it was your job? Something you were paid to do, even if you had no connection to the person who died. In the ancient world, grief was rarely quiet. Professional mourners, sometimes called wailing women, were often hired to accompany funeral processions. Their role was to make loss visible, to amplify the mourning, and to ensure that traditions were properly followed. They sang, cried, lamented, and performed dramatic gestures of despair, all to create an appropriate atmosphere of grief. In ancient Egypt, this job was fulfilled by women, as public displays of emotion were considered inappropriate for men. They wore specific clothing, sometimes dishevelled their hair, and performed ritual acts like wailing, beating their chests, and covering themselves in dust. In some cases, two mourners would take on the roles of the goddesses Isis and Nephthys, whose duty was to help ensure the deceased's resurrection. These women were childless, their bodies were shaved, and the names of the goddesses were tattooed onto their shoulders. While this might seem theatrical to us, for the ancient Egyptians, a funeral could not be complete without it. In ancient Greece, mourning took the form of structured laments known as threnodies. Wealthier families might hire professional mourners, again usually women, to perform these poetic expressions of grief. Their role often went beyond the funeral procession itself, and their duties may have included assisting in preparation of the body by washing and wrapping it. Once they joined the procession, they would be charged with chanting, rocking, pulling at their hair, and reenacting moments from the deceased's life. The ancient Romans took this idea and turned it up to 11. Grief was performance art, and professional mourners, or prefectae, were social insurance against inadequate grieving. The size and spectacle of a funeral reflected the family's wealth and status. Mourners wailed loudly, tore at their clothes and hair, scratched their faces, and struck their bodies. Processions could even include musicians and mimes. If a family couldn't afford such a display, it risked suggesting that the deceased and the family lacked social importance. In China, similar traditions existed, though they were far more restrained than their Roman counterparts. Professional mourners might perform kusang, a mixture of crying and chanting to create a deep emotional atmosphere. Their performances could still be dramatic, sometimes involving falling to the ground or singing powerful, sorrowful songs. The concept of wailing women continued into the Victorian period in England. Male professional mourners, or funeral mutes, were also hired, but instead of loud displays, they remained silent. Dressed in black for adults or white for children, they would stand watch outside the home of the deceased and accompany the procession without speaking. Throughout history, professional mourners have been more than just participants in funerals. They've played a key note in shaping how societies express and understand grief in public.